isn't just going to come back through the tri-bush and actually gank them as they push up that lane.
I mean, Caps was pretty aware of where Yike was likely to be because they saw him thanks to that early ward pathing towards bot side. Ooh,
flash, hook, Kalist gets hooked. He's only got the cleanse and he doesn't have a hope of getting out. Doesn't burn the summoner. First blood to G2.
A nice punish in the bot lane.
Might be caught out here as Yike is coming in from the side, but he can just path down towards the bottom. The Emperor's of Ike just clipping him though, and the Weaver's Wall still going to be stunned on it. Well played by Casey. Caps levels up, should still fall. Vladdy on the board for Karmine Corp.
Brilliant play from KC in the mid lane. Vladdy just clipping Caps on the edge. Sets up nicely for Yike on the gank. Now he can return over to those Void Grubs as Qmon finishes up, but it's nothing too hard.
Didn't really matter. Vladdy still had flash if Caps had got any further away. Nature's Gas coming out from Skewmon, but look at the damage already onto Lebrov. Kalist with the cleanse away, almost got Lebrov. In the end, it's Targamas that falls. Kalist was a Nat's wisp
back. The most dangerous part of that play was him being under tower range.
Kalist has no summoners. He's stepping into darkness there. That was greedy from Kalist. Hun Summer and Lebrov punish him rightly. He didn't have anyone on his side of the map and didn't know where Hun...
But that should take nothing away from Kalist as Lebrov sets his sights on Kalist once more.
Kalist just hasn't got an opportunity to actually go.
He's at his own base!
It's just harassment. That's all Lebrov's doing, trying to make sure that Caps can come in as well. The flash over the wall, wild growth onto Kalist. There's too many wards on the blast cone, and Kalist can't auto it.
Kalist can't get onto the map! The man is just trying to run back into his own base, and G2 found him, but Caps now may not be safe.
Does have the flash away from Yike, looking for the permafrost here. Vladdy coming in as well, he's hooked away. Caps starting to walk away, but in the end, Vladdy's soldiers will secure the kill. And the battle between these two teams right now is Camp Kalist and Camp Caps.
Yeah, they're really trying to pick on the stars of the teams. And to be fair, for both sides it's working, but G2, they're getting a greater gold lead out of it. Look at this Ezreal, a 1.5k gold lead. Trinity Force finished 11.
So they'll have full information, so KC just have to give this. They can't really compete when Kalist is so separated, even has to reset in case they look for Dragon immediately to a bot side play.
And remember earlier, we talked about the consequences.
Well, so suddenly you're in position for all of these objectives as you need to. So at the moment, KC trying to answer on this top side, but here comes the Ezreal ult.
True Shot Rush coming out as well. Look at the CC on Kalist. He does have flash and he has the cleansing, he has a wild growth, but it's not enough to save him. Kalist a little bit overextended.
It's been kind of a shining light for KC in their mid games, which has been this duo working together.
Slash from
Lebrov. He's getting swift. He lands the hook there onto Targamas, pulls him back. The wild growth comes up as well, but Hans Summer already on a rampage now with the Nature's Grass coming out. There's the knockback with the seismic shove. Yike yeeted across the wall. He goes back in. Vladdy trying to put all the damage down he can. Is it enough? Emperor's Divide will not kill off Skewmon. G2 wipe away Karmine Corp in the bot tri-bush.
G2 parted the seas and KC are finding up. Caps is on the way towards Kalist as well, but Hans, he's got some serious damage. Not quite able to get it.
Movement speed from Kalist enough to get him to safety, but G2 are quickly snowballing. Oh, what a snipe from Hans Summer as he gets another kill onto Kalist, sends him back to base. Kalist may finish his first item, but Hans Summer is dominating here in this first game.
Towards that top half, but they're basically looking to force in towards this mid lane. Dragon in a minute's time, or sorry, in a couple of seconds time, but I do think they might be able to get this turret here off the back.
I mean, they do have the rift so they want to put it down. Don't really want to overextend, but look at the damage from Hans Summer already onto Yike, who's got heart steal first. Doesn't need a lock. It is really more about getting that ability haste, getting those hooks down. Yike trying to get around the jungle, but can't get anywhere close to the dragon. Lebrov continues to be a thorn in the side.
I thought he was going to hook the Krug as well, just to put salt in the wound.
I think Blitzcrank Hook without AP doesn't do that much damage as Broken Blade trades into Vladdy towards the soft side. It would have been salt in the wound though if he managed to hook it across the wall. G2 firing on all cylinders right now.
Broken Blades, he's spotted out Vladdy, and it looks like he's going for a fight.
Targamas with the wild growth across the wall. Broken Blade maybe overextending a bit now, gets the knockback. The keeper's verdict is that Vladdy lives to fight another day.
Nice bit of pole vaulting there. Able to make some distance. Vladdy choosing not to go back for the wave.
So Betty,
yes.
Pole vaulting, you go for height.
Okay.
You're not just eating yourself, but it's not that jumping over the will continue to push through bot.
But I also love how G2 are setting themselves up on the map here. They understand that essentially 2 people are needed, because if you try and go for the play on top side, okay, cool, LeBron speeds himself up and looks for the pick onto Targamas like this.
Targamas has flash. There's a Weaver's Wall coming out, and with the Twisted Advance landing, I don't think Targamas is going to have a chance to flash.
And that's, as I was saying, KC try to make the play on top side.
It's just so fast. With the Talia ultimate, with the CC that they have, combined with the Blitzcrank and the Maokai. KC now looking for an angle into the Atakan.
And Yike steal it. He's done that quite a few times. Skumon Mikhail's immediately by Lebrov. Yike trying to get in here, but Broken Blade's going to keep him at bay. The Atakan secured, and now the fight's life on G2. Chain of Corruption hits Caps down towards the bottom side. Yike still tanky, but he's knocked back into the middle of G2. Once again, the all-out coming out from Kana. He's knocked back as well by Broken Blade. And Karmine Corp dive in, but find no way of getting out. TP behind as Broken Blade's looking for the flank, and Lebrov's looking to send Vladdy 6 feet under. BB now on the flank. Kalist has the flash. Targamas has one of his own as well, but isn't going to get the chance to use it. BB still chasing. Kalist only has cleanse, so cleanse the slow, but knocked into the wall. Has nothing left, and he can't even kill a Broken Blade.
It's a 22-minute ace for G2. A statement is being made in game 1 that KC, if you want a title in the LEC, this is what you have to go through, firing on all cylinders. G2 start thinking about game 2.
Yeah.
That's what you do. You start thinking about, hey, it's a best of 5. There's still plenty of opportunities to turn this around.
No vision at all towards the pit.
Kalist went back for Winsus though. So again, we're in this 4 versus 5 situation, which is why G2 started up the Baron. And Lebrov just looking for this play over the wall.
Yike going forward, Pathmaker in, Broken Blade immediately dives onto Kana, who goes all out. The Baron now taken by G2, Kana at half HP. The hook lands on Targamas, and immediately he's rooted up. The wild growth is a wild nope as he falls. Vladdy dives in with the Emperor's Divide, but he only finds a tree, and now he's the one going timber. Yike and Kalist, the last 2 standing. Lebrov's having none of it. Hunsummer with another Yike trying to walk away wounded from his former teammates, but he's locked up by Skumond, and he'll fall. It's a triple for Hunsummer. 11-0-6 as G2 walk down mid.
G2 righting the wrongs of the regular season in this first game. They cut down Yike as their last member, and now they will march towards the Nexus.
An impressive performance in game 1 as G2 stamped their authority in this best of 5.
It's a demolition, lads. G2, 27 minutes, 14,000 gold lead, 20 kills to 3. And it seems like Karmine Corp haven't really woken up yet. Let's see if they can awake from their slumber for game 2.
When the Vi wants to go into the backline, you have the Rumble ultimate to follow. There's strong AoE elements on the side of KC.
So maybe a late contest.
I mean, it's only down to 3,000 HP right now. Lebrov and Hunsummer get the wave in bot lane. At the moment, Vladdy is the first to move from mid. Caps can start to move across. Go between worlds on the back of this fight. G2 kind of watching the Drake go down in their faces right now at 1,000 HP. Engaged from Targamas. Caps forced away by Vladdy. Lebrov looking to get the engage, and Skumod going on to Yike immediately, and the smite goes down, and Skumod gets the first kill. Targamas falls for the second. G2 collapse perfectly to find the first 2 kills.
Figure out how they fit into the system. Seems like it didn't take them very long. And speaking of, Lebrov made his way mid.
Vladdy does have the flash, dodges the Shadowing Strike, but still hit with the crash down. Won't have to burn his summoner for this. Trading back onto Caps. Gravity Field will get the stun here. Yike coming in with a cease and desist. And Caps was greedy with his path thing. Vladdy and Yike punish him.
I mean, Vladdy is just clean with it. Beautiful movement.
Yike, his Hans has just pushed this out without any vision at all. He thought he was safe because Lebrov saw Targamas, but Hans is in for a world of hurt right now. The collapse can come out. Hunsummer just on the edge of the Vault Breaker there. That could have been disastrous for G2. Karmine Corp collapse well. Caps put some damage back into Kalista. TP coming out from Kana as well as he's going to join the fight. Caps now on the wrong side of the rift. Does have the flash, can jump across the wall as well. Paranoia out from Skumond. And now in the middle of the pit, Skumond dives in onto Yike, who tries to dive onto Hunsummer. The killer into the barrier. The equalizer's enough. Yike gets the kill. Caps, though, starting to collapse with the rest of G2. Yike will fall. Targamas goes low. The ignite ticking on him. The stun landing from Vladdy as Lebrov falls as well. Karmine Corp find 2 and should be able to get the dragon off this as well.
It was a bit of a scramble, but KC are able to come out on top. Yike immediately getting that lockup, but they kind of follow. Oh no!
Oh, it's a disaster for everyone. The taunt goes out onto Targamas in the end. The Winds of War will kill him. Okay, okie dokie.
It happens. It happens. It happens to the best of us. Ultimately, Broken Blade still got the kill. And what was largely tried to help his AD carry, which then just gave them easy access into the fight. So ultimately, great execution. Vladdy, remember, no flash on him.
Kana's on his way, though. Doesn't have the equalizer, but Vladdy immediately turns it onto Skumon. He has to flash away, and with the Electro Harpoons hitting his back, Vladdy has been on absolute fire so far this game. 0-0-3 on the scoreline, but his gravity...
KC have been benefiting massively off it. In a position now where they can actually set him up on a side lane, keep the pressure there. Kana, though,
doesn't have flash, and Lebrov's on his way across. There's the taunt. Lebrov's still chasing forward. Kana has the movement speed from the scrap shield, but the flash shadowing strike, equalizer coming out as well. Magnastorm to pull Kana back. Do they have the damage? They're tanky enough, but Kana tries to burn them.
No
back.
way!
Broken Blade! Oh my god, that was as close as can be.
Broken Blade ended up having it work, but it's this next fight I'm now worried about for G2.
I mean, in the end, the damage they had there was Hollow Radiance on Broken Blade, which isn't the most powerful at bursting down a target. Meanwhile, we're going to see the Paranoia coming out, and that's a lot more powerful at killing someone off. Kana dies in the side lane. Skumon there at the right time as Kana was stepping forward. The Rift-held
Pings have come down.
It's a difficult fight for G2. Yeah. Karmine have done a really good job of setting up vision here. You can see Camp's actually TPing behind the Dragon right now. Broken Blade has that Hero's entrance. The Paranoia is first. Caps dives in. Hero's entrance going in as well. Isn't going to land a knock-up. Targamas got a 4-man towards the top side. Caps has been forced away. Broken Blade in the middle of the pit, tanking everyone. Targamas is going to die. The Equalizer will clip on Summer. Broken Blade falls as well. Yike trying to step forward, will land the smite. Now G2 are separated. Summer's down towards the bottom side, limping through the river, through the jungle. Kalist trying to get the damage and will kill off Targamas. Now Rift-held put down by KC.
G2 ended up trying to jump onto Kalist, and he was happy to pounce his way on out of there and continue through the fight. That combo not working for G2, and now KC gets so much off the back. Towards the mid lane, so they invested him there to clear out the wave, which meant he lost the wave on top side. The Broken Blade was pushing in. But it's whenever you see Kana on this top side of the map, I want you to keep your eyes on Broken Blade, right? Because at the moment, he's just disappeared into that fog of war. All he wants to do is
Caps has been knocked up. He tries to get away, but the shutdown goes out. The cease and desist into Arcane Storm combination enough, and we talked about how Caps could be a nuisance. Well, Karmine Corp put him in his place. Lebrov will join him in the grave, and now Artakan is begun.
Just fantastic timing from Yike. Just as Caps face checks the brush, he is there ready to ulti him. Vladdy crucially gets those 2 kills as well, so a lot of gold just invested into his pocket. He secures the bot tower as well. The Rumble ultimate committed into mid. G2 can't trade anything back. They're trying to get the tier 2 in top, but Vladdy continues his push.
Yeah, and he's even, looks like, going to TP up to that top side to make sure that you can't get any more as Broken Blade. So massive pick for KC, and it comes off the back of
They do, you feel Karmine Corp will be ready to pull the trigger.
Vladdy starting to walk down, so G2 trying to see if they can burst out this dragon before he arrives, but now you have to take the 5v5 as Vladdy's shown up, and that ultimate is not quite up cooldown, it's just there.
On the flank.
No cease and desist yet. 7 seconds before that one comes back up. Yike tries to dive in. Targamas dives in as well. Skumon forced down to half HP. The flash away from Broken Blade, and Caps will force Targamas to withdraw, but Karmine Corp got the prize they were looking for. Cease and desist in as Caps is locked up once again. The Hero's entrance. You're diving into your demise, Broken Blade. He tries to land the taunt. Summer putting the damage down across the fight, but now he's the one locked up by G2. He manages to take out 2 with him, but there's only false lives. Vladdy stepping forward, dodges away from the Shadowing Strike.
30-second death timer on Caps. Over 30 seconds.
Caps has TP in 2 seconds. If they pulled the trigger right now, maybe there's a window, but Caps is already in top lane.
Yeah, I do think that with Broken Blade having low mana and low engage, you can try and fight this.
Lebrov knocked back. Targamas already in position, and Lebrov will fall. Well played by KC. Targamas, I think, Hex splashed across the wall to get in there.
I think it was just the threat of the Baron forcing the TP, and Caps on ward.
Yeah, Targamas finds him again with the Hex Splash, and Caps is down. A moment ago, we were talking about how far ahead he was. Now he's 800.
Haphazardly approached the Baron so that they had information and vision. And because they were slightly broken apart in terms of their setup, KC found picks. So they might be looking for more.
Targamas constantly finding people here. Skumon dodges the stun with his Shroud of Darkness. The Baron will go over to Karmine Corp, though. Skumon looking to see perhaps if he can get across to his red. Yike coming in across the wall here. And Lebrov, you only just got back to life. Take a nap, son. Targamas puts him in the dirt.
Hansama's on the bottom side of the map, so KC, you're like, great. You try and contest any of the vision on this top side. We're going to take you down, and we're going to take your towers with you. KC are running through G2 in this game, too.
KC, a single pick onto Caps, and now Hansammer in a lot of danger.
Hans has the killer instinct, will dodge away from the equalizer. Kana realizes he can't really trade now because of the range advantage the Kai'Sa has. The tier 2 in the top lane does fall though for Karmine Corp, now a 6
We haven't seen, I mean, I would say that it wasn't a big fight that broke open the game. It was that single pick on the Caps in the bot side of the map. After finding that double kill, they got so much off the back of it.
LeBron dives in immediately onto Kalista, looking for the CC. He flashes the wall though, and Skumon tries to follow him. He doesn't win that fight. Kana pops his stopwatch, buys himself a second in the middle of G2. Yike chasing Skumon down towards the bottom side. G2 retreating up towards the top, and Skumon is gonna fall. Kalista will take him. The shielded Duran with the stun, the route there onto Targamas. He's gonna escape though. Broken Blade tries to get close enough, but there's no justice in the world that saves you there. G2 lose 3 again, and Karmine Corp are knocking on the door.
G2 are desperate, and KC know that. They are constantly in a position to match them, and Kalist just skates away, and KC are skating over G2.
Vladdy looking to continue his winning ways with the picks. He's had fancy feats, many outplays, and now KC find themselves at the doorstep of the nexus of G2.
Arcane Storm onto Caps, just forcing him back to the fountain. The equalizer will follow! And Caps dies! There is no place safe for G2 as Karmine Corp land a punch in this best of 5.
What an answer from KC.
Come through from the side of KC, get themselves out of the core 2 versus 2, get through those first few levels on the Sene Yasuo, and then look to match them back. Hang on.
Yike can look for this. He goes, gets the level 6, flashes forward. Skumon's gonna flash away, but Vladdy's there for the chase. Caps dives in, looking to seal the fates of Vladdy and Yike, and with Broken Blade moving first. The flash back from Caps as he tries to get onto Vladdy. No summoner on Vladdy. He's down for first blood. Yike caught up as well. Flash with the Ruthless Predator stun, and Yike tries to escape, but the shield is not enough. G2 find 2 in the mid lane.
The roam from Broken Blade clutch there, plus
Respond
the
by looking to get some deep vision on the top side of the map. No grubs, of course, to be able to respond with. But about a 10-minute
Target was likely to be a bit slower on getting those stacks.
Reckless was the player I remember that a lot of back in the day, who would just follow his jungler around. Of course, not the only AD carry to do it.
I do think, though, there is a world where you do have to start to roam because you do want levels on Kalist, which is the other thing with Kalist.
Dodges the solar flare, just gets slowed by it. Hansammer walks past the wind wall, exhaust going down. Kalist tanks an extra tower shot! Kalist is down! And that's 3 kills now.
Actually done by the G2 bot lane.
Oh, so at the very last... Oh, hang on, the top lane dive.
TP coming out, G2 will call off the dive. Call of the Forge God, though, from Kana as he makes a prayer, and Broken Blade is on the receiving end of it. He pops the Dominus, tries to get away, lands the stun as well. He'll go back in. Skumon using his old ultimate for a little bit of CC. Cap's going to try and get away from Yike here, who does have an ultimate of his own, but for the moment, shouldn't be able to chase Caps any further.
So a bit of trading on the top side. KC finally get themselves a kill. But on the bot side,
and now they're kind of been pushed away. Yike has to go back and clear his jungle, so this gives an opportunity to try and answer some of the turret plates that have been taken on the bottom side, although it actually just cleared off. Thought they might have been able to get one more, but Yike now making his way in. Skumon looking to cover.
The Triforce damage from that Corki is absolutely devastating. Yike will be able to get the smite on the blue, dodges away from the Zenith play as well. Cap's going to trade back onto Vladdy. The Dragon up in 30 seconds, but G2 just using the pressure they have in the bot side to gain control of this jungle right now. He might look for a little bit more. Yike dashes forward. LeBron goes in, the solar play, the CC, the shield of Daybreak. The root coming out as well with the Zenith play follow-up, but Yike dives in with the Moonfall. Can't get the CC down in time. I'm not sure Kalist would have wanted to follow in with the last breath of his own, and now Targamas and Kalist need the help of their mid laner.
They want more. G2 is looking to dive this.
Targamas is on the wrong side. Targamas is just dead. Like, he sacrificed himself to make sure his AD carry would get out alive. He does. LeBron actually dies the tower here. I think if he pathed up, he might have been able to get out in time, but in the end, it's a 2-for-1 exchange in favor of G2.
You're not the end of the world for G2. They're still going to be happy that they get the tower. They did overinvest Broken Blade's TP, I feel like, there, but at least they should guarantee them the Dragon off the back of it. But as we're moving into this, I feel like people forget a lot that Leona can just flash Q.
Yeah.
Because we saw Lebrov do exactly this into Mickey when he was on the Poppy. And now again, you end up with Yike caught in the same position, but it might be Broken Blade now, Cos.
Kana has the call of the Forge God. Skumon does have flash, will use it to dodge away. Broken Blade has a tower a while away, but instead he dives onto Kalist. And Kalist is down again. For the second time this game, he falls. Broken Blade will fall for it, but he got his. He got his 1-4, and never mind! Never mind! He just slices and dices, and Karmine Core are unable to collapse on him quickly enough. Kana's still on the chase. He will find him in the end. It's Yike that gets the kill. G2 used that time, though, to push through mid and to push through top.
Broken Blade getting that stun was so clutch in the end. So he ends up getting the CC onto Kalist right as Kalist got the knock-up. Meant that Kalist couldn't end up using the ultimate, get that shield and potentially escape after, but Vladdy now sidestepping galore.
Sidesteps everything. The Solar Flare, the banana combo from Caps, and now Caps a little bit overextended. Stumond is just around the corner here. Will Target with some Vladdy chase. They decide against it. Discretion the better part of Valor right there.
My Yone's flashing in the chat right now as Caps. Hey, even the best of us can miss those combos. Nice side steps from Vladdy as Yike doesn't know.
He does not know, and it's a Shield of Daybreak into his Zenith Blade. The Moonfall from Yike tried to get to the wall to flash it. Wasn't there in time. Lebrov takes the kill. Targamas has to flash away from Caps. The TP coming in now. Vladdy in the middle of them all. Flashes immediately. The Zenith Blade for the follow-up into the Strangled Thorns. Vladdy locked up. Lebrov walks away. Battered and bruised, but still alive, and the same cannot be said for Karmine Core. Kalist falls again. 9-3 now the score.
I feel like this has been the story of the series. A neutral game that just now here in this game 3, KC have started to, well, I say started to, are very rapidly falling further behind. And if they can somehow find an angle, maybe, and they're looking for it right now, it seems.
I think they want the Call of the Forge God in a choke. Lebrov steps to the side, goes back in with the Zenith Blade, and Caps is there for the follow-up. Caps diving onto the back line, and Stranglethorns comes out, but doesn't really hit on to anyone. G2 have already killed off Yike, and it did reek of desperation there from Karmine Core. They saw the window, but very quickly defenestrated.
Man, Lebrov has been my MVP today. He has had a fantastic game. The immediate ult on towards Yike, so there's no follow-up for the people that are locked up by Kana. Means that KC can't really get into position. And now, G2, they get the return pick. They're going to get a tower, and it's off of Lebrov. Being just spectacular.
Broken Blade. Gonna ride the Rift Guard out here. Oh. Hey, yeah.
He's got the moves.
No, he's trying to set up a date. No.
He's got the moves.
When he
The LCK, right? There are always moments where you can come back with this composition.
True.
It's just that it's very difficult to find those chances because G2 are not setting up as like a big chunky unit. They're kind of playing for these quick picks in smaller groups that makes it very difficult.
Is that a Kit Kat chunky unit?
Yeah, I was gonna say. I wasn't expecting.
Chunky unit is it?
Chunky, you know?
Like a corgi.
Okay.
Here we go.
And now there is a chunky unit, which means KC could actually look for that big engage that they could potentially go for.
I don't think they're going to find it, though. Yike is looking to see perhaps if Broken Blade oversteps. Karmine Core have no vision on it at all, and it feels very much like Karmine Core have accepted their losses here. Yike might look for a steal. Done it a few times in winter. Lebrov is positioning to make sure that he can't.
Okay, so they're the 15%. You know, that happens. But KC, they're getting closer.
Dawning Shadow.
Okay, they're not getting any closer.
They say the day is darkest just before the dawn. For Karmine Core, it's pretty damn dark right now.
Lebrov is about to light things up.
And he is, jumps onto Kana. Targamas tries to flash the wall. The Solar Flare, stun follow-up with a Ruthless Predator. And Targamas is deceased, bereft of life. He rests in peace. More passive gold, 95 stacks at the 25-minute mark. Not really where you want to be, and isn't going to accelerate that any further because there's no jungle really for him to follow Yike around. True.
Yeah, the thing is, though, is KC, it's kind of, you got to make a choice. Do you just slow lose, or do you go for the all-in play?
Oh, BB's been engaged on. There's the all-in. He's still got a false life. The Solar Flare went wide as well, but that's a tower to G2. Caps dives forward, and Karmine Core retreat.
But that's both engages gone, right? So KC now have to just play it scared. Baron now up and available as well. It feels like G2 reset, immediately move over to that, use the last Azadakan buff as they can. Broken Blade now trying to be a useless for Yike.
Azadakan buff is about to expire. I think it expires in about 10 seconds. He can jump the wall though, and manages to escape.
Needs to sync up with his team.
There we are.
Caps also sticking around for what looks to be the Krogs. They're trying to fish out every last bit of gold that they can before they commit to the reset.
Yeah, but the extra 8 seconds it would have taken him to recall earlier. That adds up over a game.
Also, he can't be responsible for what Hansama does. He can only be responsible for what he does.
If Caps goes Gabagee, Hansama should go Gabagoo, you know? Like, you can't just expect him. Try and get some vision control. Karmine Core are doing a good job of slowly stepping in as a team to deny some, to regain control over that area, but the problem is, you don't have Call of the Forge God still for about a quarter of its cooldown. Kana is going to go in here. Bellow's Breath, Solar Flare goes onto Like. There's the follow-up, but there's no last breath coming out from Kalist didn't want to fully engage. The lock-up onto Broken Blade and knock-up onto Lebrov. The Strangled Thorns coming out as well, and Karmine Corp have chunked out G2 enough to force them away.
I was surprised to not see the combo come through from Kalist. I think Yike hit 3 members on the back end of the fight, but Caps is now grouped with his team. Another bot wave has been pushed in.
Yike dashing forward, Broken Blade looking for it. Yike was able to retreat in time.
That's one of the blue trinkets just used into the pit. Now that's unavailable.
Vladdy is answering bot wave right now, and because of that, Lebrov decides it's time to go. Solo player, Strangled Thorns, and Yike is done for. The Caps again with a banana combo. Get this guy some potassium, because apparently he doesn't have enough. G2 still find a kill, and they'll take the mid lane tier 3 from it.
Yeah, they get some iron in them anyway, being able to take down these structures in the mid lane, but for G2, it's just every time they're finding
sort of miracle. Can Vladdy perhaps steal it with a shock blast?
No.
No, he cannot. He tried, though.
It's also the problem with these plant-based junglers. That makes sense.
Dragon Soul now on the cards for G2 as they're already in position.
Caps is...
Okay.
Oh, they jump in immediately. And his Spade is sealed. Call of the Forge God going in as well. Now can Karmine Corp find more? Broken Blade pops up with Dominus. Kano's on that front line. Strangled Thorns coming out as well. G2 looking for a little bit more poke. Kalist now going forward with that last embrace onto Broken Blade. The Drake resets. Karmine Corp found a great pick across the wall onto Caps.
Kalist getting the heal up off that wave in mid lane as well, so KC feeling a little bit stronger coming in towards this. Skewmont has no ultimate available. Sama playing out of the position to actually get engaged on.
Kana has TP. Broken Blade does not, and G2 will give it up. Yeah. Karmine Corp find a pick. They find the Drake.
Spraying them across the map, or Broken Blade going top side. But there we go.
They dive in immediately. The last breath as well. Skewmond pops his Zonya. Caps goes in with the face seal. He'll kill off Kalist. Strangled Thorns on Yike. It worked once, but at the second time of asking, G2 were ready to jump in and immediately punish. Kana now trading with Broken Blade. Caps is on its way across. The Ruthless Predator from Broken Blade into the slice and dice forward. Call of the Forge God from Kana. Still lands the knockup. BB flashed the wall though and got to safety. The inhibitor in the bot side has fallen. Karmine Corp trying to defend 3v5 now, and their first Nexus tower is already forfeit.
G2 continuing their siege. They know they have the numbers advantage. Vladdy forced to flash away.
Caps jumps onto Vladdy once again. They will get the knockback. Vladdy's still alive. Lebrov going in with a Zenith Blade, but he's locked up in the end. Vladdy is jumped on by Broken Blade. And now with the Nexus Bear, Lebrov and co will go 2-1 up and be 1 game away from Grand Finals.
G2 taking themselves to max.
You want to use that silent passive like the Bows has shown us many times to die with those good deaths under tower to make sure your econ is strong even though you're dying.
So more tool.
The red buff is respawning and Yike is definitely pathing towards the top side of the map. So Broken Blade gonna have that awareness and recognize that that top jungle is
just a cover.
I mean, this looks like a play to me.
But they know that nobody's on mid. Look at the pings from G2.
Oh, good interrupt there. The Unbreakable coming out from Lebrov. He is gonna die. First blood to Kalist. But Lebrov definitely saved his AD carry there, eating up the Encore.
You can see G2, they were pinging on the midway with Broken Blade to secure Dragons, so they're perfectly fine to match the play on top and still have essentially a smite for this objective.
Yeah, Vladdy just TP'd down towards the bot lane Triber to try and get her in time, but as you say, the feast comes out. Now Skewmon chasing onto Kana, who has to flash across the crystallized wall. G2 will be able to secure the objective. That's their second Drake of the game.
Kana doing it
really good. I mean, you were highlighting it there in that fight, so it's making it very difficult for KC to play out of that position once it happens. And Broken Blade now.
Is it enough? It's enough. Just gobbles him up. Nom 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 nom.
An easy kill for Broken Blades. I mean, he really did make that look so easy. Gentleman Cho'Gath tips his hat, and he's likely going to get a tower here as well. Maybe he's overstayed his welcome on the bot side. But
he's got no mana. It would be difficult for him to fight against Yike. Skewmond is hovering him. Yike is hit. Oh, the dodge on the Spectral Maul. Basically blind as Yike comes across and has to Heartbreaker. Skewmond isn't going to chase any further.
He'd already used the flash. Yeah, he'd already used the Audacious Charge as well to try and get in there, so doesn't want to overextend, especially when they're armed.
And I think G2's happier about this just because they'll get the top tier 1 as well. Against this Anivia, it's too difficult to siege, especially with Lebrov, who was hovering on the bot lane as well. Overall advantage gain in the game state right now, slowly but surely chipping away at the structures. Broken Blades.
Can they kill it? There's the root. Gets the silence. Isn't getting knocked up with the decimating smash. No one really was able to auto-attack him there, so I'm going to say we don't know yet if they can kill him.
Results inconclusive on the experiment. We'll have to return
I
to
saw
this.
Kalist auto-attack him. I didn't see his HP go down.
Kana stunned up. With this concussive
so
blows.
much
The flash
damage.
follow. Look at the damage Kalist just taking by sitting in the Glacial Storm.
Look, he's only
can't
3
get
years
close
old. He
enough.
doesn't know what this does, okay?
Oh, it's so true.
Moving.
G2, yeah, gonna go up towards Atacam here.
Yike comes in. Here comes the TP as well.
Yike trying to step forward. Broken Blade acting as that bodyguard. Can't quite land the knockup. Vladdy's coming in from the bottom side. They dive onto Kana and Yike. Broken Blade flashes, and Yike gets gobbled up. The Realm Warp in as well. I don't think Vladdy wanted to take that. That's a one-way ticket to nowhere. Kana, the next target for G2. The encore comes over 3, but Targamas now on the retreat, has to flash the wall, and Skewmon Wind becomes lightning, and Targamas becomes fertilizer. Kalist now with a flash and a barrier. Gets over to the right side of the wall. Caps still looking for more, and there is another. Caps' passive has not even been propped this game. G2 with an ace at 22 minutes.
G2 just immediately turn onto the KC tanks. It was such a spread out fight, and G2 recognize it. Brilliant turn, and the Atacant to boot now.
Broken Blade is the only boss that you need to find a way of shutting down on the Rift right now. I mean, the idea behind Cho'Gath, right, is that his W is very low range. They do all the CCing for you. It makes it much easier to land all that other CC.
I will say Caps putting down a massive AoE slow
Also helps.
probably contributes. If you guys, G2 currently aren't really letting Karmine Corp join the conversation at all.
No,
A
they're not.
4,000 gold lead. It will be another Drake to them. Delayed by 1 if they were looking for a fast soul. They're only on soul point now, as Karmine Corp were able to take the Dragon earlier on. Well,
Like, maybe catching someone off in a side lane. You have to get creative with how this Ryze can use the ultimate. Kalist now, he doesn't have flash.
does not have flash, and that's a flash frost to the face. It's a frostbite, I believe, as G2 now pushing through mid.
And like, I think that this is actually something that Jojo Pyun talked about after Caps brought out this at India, is that like, this is not a champion you see particularly often. So oftentimes you haven't played against it in competitive, you haven't played against it in scrim, so you're just not really sure what exactly you're supposed to do against a champion like this. And unfortunately, KC feel a bit lost.
A major issue as well for KC is as soon as Kalist is dead, where's your consistent DPS on a Cho'Gath? Even with Kalist alive, it's still going to be tricky, but at least he can chuck some axes into that massive gentleman. Right now, G2 just push through mid, don't really care about the fact that Karmine Corp are trying to harass them as they do. False Life
You put
has
more points into it, the sides of the wall, it can cover so much space, and it can trap people off. Kana, he's trying to escape, but there's the
There's
wall.
the Crystallize. Encore is going to hit onto 3, but they don't really have the follow-up as of yet. Kana's still on that front line, but the dive onto the back. Kalist locked up. G2 find another. They're going to try and warp out, but the Crystallize into the knock-up.
Triple?
It's a triple for BB.
Quadra?
A quadra for BB. Get back here, Yike. Get back here.
He's appearing!
It's a Michelin star meal, Broken Blade. No! No!
You know?
It was raw and wriggling and ready to be eaten up, Broken Blade. But instead, the Nexus G2's target, a spot in the grand finals, G2's target. And Karmine Corp could not stand up to the power of the Gentleman Cho. 11-1, 26 minutes in. Karmine Corp locked in their fountain. They're not climbing that blue wall as G2 go to the